Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dua Swart. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. It is Friday, September 29th. Happy end of the week and happy Oktoberfest. Here's News 8 Now meteorologist Bill Grahl with our morning forecast and everything you need to know in order to keep festing.
Yeah, definitely. With so many people out in the elements, all eyes on the meteorologist to get this forecast. And we do have some rain chances this morning to the north and west, and then late tonight and tomorrow morning. Again, best chances north. But before we get to that, a live look through CityCam showing all is quiet in the downtown area this morning. Yesterday, the high was 70, a low of 59. So that's right on track for this time of year. In fact, averages are 70 and 49, 87 and 28, the records for today. The fog this morning primarily confined, at least the thicker fog, to the eastern sections of the state. Visibility below a mile in Wisconsin Rapids, Green Bay, down through Beaver Dam and Madison. Locally down to 4 miles in Decorah and 7 miles in Prairie du Chien and Black River Falls. So pretty patchy and light in our area. Again, tracking a little batch of showers and thunderstorms. You can see an isolated little band south of Rochester, some additional storms up towards the Twin Cities. They are weakening as they track to the north and east, but I can't fully rule out a slight chance for some rain showers impacting areas north and west of La Crosse this morning. Upper 50s to low 60s. We'll see highs today in the mid to upper 70s. Kind of breezy as well. And check out this weekend forecast. That small chance of showers tomorrow morning, especially north. Otherwise, summer-like low to mid 80s for highs both tomorrow and Sunday. The rest of my 8-day forecast is coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Bill. Well, let's get to some news this morning. Taking time to honor those who served. American Legion Post 336 dedicated a plaque to 58 Civil War veterans who are buried at the City of Onalaska Cemetery. Leading up to the event, the Legion members also cleaned each veteran's tombstone. One Legion member says taking the time to honor these vets ensures their sacrifices are remembered.
It's good to remember all veterans, all men and women that represented this country and were willing to die for this country. 58 did not die in battle, but they put their life on the line. They could have. We think there should be some respect for all veterans.
Muth also says one woman from Colorado is related to 2 of the Civil War vets that were honored today. He says she traveled all the way here to see where they were buried. About 80% of the food we eat is thanks to pollinators in nature, but more than 40% of pollinators have disappeared in the last 50 years. Local environmental advocates are launching a major partnership to fight that decline. Those advocates have launched the Mississippi River Operation Pollination Partnership. La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds, National Heritage Areas, members of Rotary International, and the Mississippi River Parkway Commission are all combining their efforts. The goal is to educate the public and help restore the pollinator population up and down the mighty Mississippi.
If we're going to survive as the human race, we have to start thinking about all these things that link everything together.
Schnick says she's dedicated her life to advocacy ever since her husband died. And now she's also using her own property to extend this cause. She's had a cottage built to help spread awareness and interest in pollinators. The group says you can help pollinators with the plants you put in your own yard.
You'll want to use native plants because as pretty as the plants, exotic plants from Europe or South America or Africa or Asia might be, our native pollinators don't know what to do with them.
Yesterday's gathering was the largest of its kind. They hope their message gets pollinated to all Riverside communities up and down the river. Glow sticks, costumes, and a festive spirit. You can find it all at the Oktoberfest Torchlight Parade. The first of the major parade of Oktoberfest weekend brought quite a turnout down La Crosse's Gillette and Caledonia Street. Northsider Scott Hendrickson is this year's parade marshal. Years ago, the parade used to bookend the fest, but he says he hears from so many community members and kids about how much they love the feel of a nighttime parade with glow sticks coloring the streets. Those lights kept on shining for the Afterglow party at Copeland Park. Torchlight capped off yesterday evening, but the day got started early morning with a free pancake and sausage breakfast. While there, attendees also got to enjoy live music and dancing. Wisdom Radio hosted the event. Well, get ready to keep celebrating German traditions this week by participating in the Lederhosen Games. The games included Stein races, Stein holdings, and a barrel roll. The games will run throughout the remaining days of Oktoberfest. UW lacrosse professor Dan Plunkett says he loves seeing people participate.
My favorite part is still, I think, seeing people participate for the first time. And really, these games are free and fun, and people just give it their best because they just want to have a good time there. And just seeing people, put so much energy and effort into having fun for something that is just kind of unique to Oktoberfest.
This is the 6th annual Lederhosen Games, which started back in 2017. With the games originally being a one-day event, it has since expanded throughout the weekend. With Oktoberfest officially kicking off last night, many folks gathered to celebrate Craft Beer Night. A variety of craft breweries were there to share samples of their best beers. Vendors included Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company, and the Athletic Brewing Company. One vendor says Oktoberfest has played a big role within his family.
My mom and stepdad were grenadiers when I was a kid, so I've been in the Maple Leaf Parade. I've done that. I've worn my Lederhosen, clapped here all the time for years. So to be able to come here and be a vendor here, be part of this on this side, it's truly a blessing.
There were more than 20 craft breweries in attendance. Now, if you're headed into La Crosse for today's tapping of the Golden Keg, Stein holding finals, carnivals, or live music, just know that parking may be the most difficult thing you do all day. La Crosse police say there's a $10 a day parking fee for the parking ramps. Police also want to remind drivers that there's no parking allowed in the new bike lane on 2nd Street. Many more events will be held at the Oktoberfest grounds and around La Crosse today. According to Oktoberfest USA's website, the festival grounds will be open from 9:30 this morning till midnight tonight. The Stein Holding Finals will be held at 10 this morning at the Remainders Garden Stage on the Fest grounds. The opening ceremony and the tapping of the Samuel Adams Golden Keg will be at 11 this morning, also at the Remainders Garden Stage. There will also be more Lederhosen Games going on today from 2 till 4 in the afternoon, and the carnival at La Crosse's Copeland Park will be open from 4 in the afternoon till 9 tonight. No admission pass is required for that event, but you will need to purchase tickets for the carnival rides. Viewers excited for Das Best time of the year may be wondering, will the Maple Leaf Parade be broadcasted on TV this year? The answer, a resounding yes. News 8 Now will be broadcasting live from the parade route beginning at 10 tomorrow on WQBT Channel 8.2 My Network TV. You can also find a live stream broadcast on the News8000.com app or the News 8000 Plus app. We hope to see you there. Well, still ahead on your morning news, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have less than 48 hours to pass a measure that would avoid a possible government shutdown. We'll take a look at how a shutdown could affect federal workers and military service members. And Girl Scout cookie lovers may have to lemon up a little extra dough in order to get some of their favorite snacks. We'll tell you by how much after the break. That and more is coming up this morning, but for now we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Rise and grind La Crosse, because September 29th is National Coffee Day. Coffee provides a boost of morning energy, but it's also a comforting ritual for many. Although legendary accounts of coffee consumption reach back to the 9th century, evidence suggests that it only became a commodity during the 1500s when its use spread through the Middle East and Europe from the Horn of Africa. Today, Brazil produces the most coffee of any country worldwide, followed by Colombia. About 63%, or nearly 2/3 of Americans, drink coffee daily. Research shows that moderate coffee intake can increase life expectancy and prevent diseases like Parkinson's. To celebrate National Coffee Day, both national chains and local cafes are offering special deals and free giveaways. Coffee that most of our festers will definitely need to keep them going through the weekend. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Welcome back and a good Friday morning to you. Dog walking forecast for today. I do have a yellow paw for this morning for parts of the area as we do run the low end chance for some showers and thunderstorms in northwestern sections of the viewing area. Otherwise partly cloudy and warmer today. A mild evening. Look at this great shot of Queso hoping to walk with Steph and James. I have actually met Queso and boy, he's a ball of energy, that is for sure, and hoping to go for a walk today, I'm sure. All right, all is quiet in downtown La Crosse, and we are looking at the main impacts of fog over eastern parts of the state, just some lighter patchy fog in our neck of the woods. And I'm also tracking that low-end chance for some showers and thunderstorms. You can see one little isolated band south of Rochester, and then some weakening storms moving through the Twin Cities. These may clip far northern parts of the viewing area as the morning progresses. Current temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Again, that small rain chance to the north and west primarily this morning. Most of us stay dry, partly cloudy, breezy, and warmer. Highs in the mid to upper 70s. Quick check of that Maple Leaf Parade tomorrow starts at 10 a.m. Low end rain chance again. Hopefully it stays just to our north 71, and then by the end of the parade already 80 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. So maybe pack that rain gear tomorrow if you're heading to the parade just in case. I'll have the rest of my 8-day forecast coming up in about 3 minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, Delta Airlines is responding to backlash over changes to its loyalty program and lounge access policy. The company's CEO, Ed Bastian, apologized for the changes, saying the company, quote, went too far. Earlier in the month, Delta made it harder to access Sky Clubs and earn frequent flyer elite status. Bastian says the company will be modifying the changes, which are set to go into effect in 2025. The modified changes will be released in the next few weeks. One of your favorite treats is about to get a little more expensive. That's because a number of Girl Scout councils around the country are raising the price of their signature cookies in response to inflation. Classics like Caramel Delights will now cost $6. Less than 10 years ago, Girl Scout cookies across the country sold for a maximum of $4 per box. The move comes as U.S. consumers have been reducing their spending on non-essential items across the board. Apparently, you really can get anything at Costco. The bulk deal retail giant's latest offering may come as a surprise to some: gold bars. Costco is selling 1-ounce 24-karat bars of gold for a little under $2,000 a pop. The bars can be ordered on Costco's website, and each is stamped with a unique serial number. Costco says the gold bars are a hot item and frequently sell out shortly after being posted. The bars come from South African mining company Rand Refinery. They are not refundable. Lawmakers are expected to spend the weekend in Washington with a potential government shutdown scheduled to happen at midnight Sunday if Congress doesn't act fast. The Senate is on track to vote on a bipartisan short-term spending measure to keep the government open through November this weekend. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
With a possible government shutdown now less than 48 hours away, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy with a last-minute effort to bring his party together and keep the bills paid.
I don't think the country's better if you have a shutdown.
He's planning a vote as soon as today on a continuing resolution to keep the government funded for now, tacking on border security to appeal to hardliners within his own party. Meanwhile, the Senate is working on its own CR to keep the government open through mid-November. It includes $6 billion in aid to Ukraine, though, a non-starter for hard right House conservatives. McCarthy has said he won't bring up the current Senate bill for a vote.
Kevin McCarthy is playing a losing game here, and he's doing it with the American economy.
Federal agencies have already sounded the alarm on what would happen in a potential shutdown. The Department of Homeland Security says more than 70% of its workforce would have to work without pay. That includes Border Patrol agents and members of the U.S. Coast Guard.
We're not people that have millions of dollars sitting in our bank account. We're normal people who really, really need paid, and it's not fair.
Tens of thousands of federal workers face furloughs if there's a shutdown, but members of Congress would still get their paychecks.
House Republicans also passed 3 bills yesterday to fund the Department of Defense's Homeland Security and state, but those bills are also not likely to pass the Senate. Some House and Senate Republicans are pushing for a compromise short-term bill to keep the government running. It would include both border security and Ukraine funding. Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Bill and get today's forecast.
Well, being Friday, I thought we would check the fall colors report, and you've probably noticed some decent colors starting to pop across the region, and it's tending to happen a little bit earlier, and this is common in drought conditions. The trees are a little bit more stressed, so we get that color change earlier, and unfortunately it doesn't always last as long either when the trees are stressed in drought conditions. But here's the latest fall colors report courtesy of explorefall.com, and you can see low to moderate color in the La Crosse area, especially eastern parts of the Boone area, parts of Clark, Jackson, Monroe, Juneau, Adams counties, Vernon, Crawford, Richland, seeing some moderate color. And then if you want some really good color in terms of high to peak color, head to the north and east. North central Wisconsin seeing that as of now. Now, currently in La Crosse, we are pretty quiet. Cloudy conditions, though. 62 out at the airport and downtown at the station. Winds out of the south-southeast at 10, dew point at 58. 59 for you folks in Eau Claire. Clouds have rolled into your neck of the woods as well, with some showers and thunderstorms just off to your west. Current temperatures pretty mild for this time of morning and this time of year, upper 50s to lower 60s. Winds out of the southeast starting to pick up a bit, and it's going to be a bit breezy at times today. South to southeast winds 5 to 15, gusting to 25. So there's that batch of showers and thunderstorms I was speaking of, and you can see even some isolated showers south of Rochester here. Now these are showing a weakening trend as they track to the north and east, but again, those of you north and west of La Crosse especially do have the chance for a few hit and miss showers and thunderstorms yet today, especially this morning. Otherwise, as this low tracks by to our north, this cold front will approach. That'll bring another slight chance of rain late tonight and into tomorrow morning, with the best chances north. Sky Tracker will show those widely scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, primarily north and west of La Crosse, and then dry for most tonight. Tomorrow morning is when we see that additional chance for some showers and thunderstorms again. It's going to be a close call for the Maple Leaf Parade in La Crosse. I'm hoping this stays just to the north, but maybe have that rain gear handy for the parade just in case. Otherwise, warm tomorrow and this weekend. Warmer today as well. Upper 70s for highs in the La Crosse area, upper 70s to near 80 in some of our southern communities, and then most spots will see highs in the mid to upper 70s across the region. So for today, partly cloudy, warmer, that slight chance of a shower far north and west this morning. Tonight, 65, full moon. It's the harvest moon tonight. Mild with that small chance of rain late tonight to the north and west. Slight chance for a thunder shower tomorrow morning, especially north. Otherwise, summer-like tomorrow through Tuesday, highs in the low to mid 80s. Chance of showers and thunderstorms midweek, highs in the 70s, and then cooler Thursday and Friday, slight chance of showers, highs in the 60s, cooler still next Saturday with highs only in the 50s. So I guess enjoy this warm weather while you can. There's much more to come on your morning news. Sports Blitz is right after the break, but first, here are some of the stories that made headlines on this day in history.
To the Blitz. It was a busy night in the Badger State when it comes to sports. We'll get to those Packers in just a bit, but we're going to start with a good old-fashioned conference clash in West Salem. The Panthers are a perfect 7-0 in conference. Right behind them is Westby. The Norsemen are 7-1. Their only conference loss was against West Salem earlier this month. Last night, the rematch. Let's go to Panther country. Both student sections bringing the noise. West Salem up big in the first. Norsemen battling back, though. Emma Kios cuts the deficit to 9 with that kill. But the Panthers, they punch right back. Leah Brixton to Kenzie Murphy. West Salem wins the first set 25-13. Let's go to the second set now. Norsemen come out red hot. Perfect setup for Kios. Again, the senior goes up strong. Westby takes a 2-point lead. Home team starts heating up. Reese Sackett, the senior, unstoppable. That's one of her 12 kills. Panthers go back in front. Norsemen answer, though. Ali Fortune skies high for the spike. We're all tied at 15, but the Panthers pull away. Nice dig here by the Norsemen, but it's Sackett at the net, the senior using her size to give the Panthers a 2-set lead. And the top team in the conference keeps it that way. Livy Nelson is going to pound the ground. Panthers stay perfect in conference play. They get the sweep over rival Westby. Thursday night football in Minnesota, Rushford Peterson looking for its first win of the season. Trojans hosting Hayfield. The home team striking first. Samson Wolfmeyer rolls right, dumps it off to Jackson Meldal. The sophomore finds his stride. down the far sideline, and he can fly. Meldahl takes it all the way to the house. Trojans go for two. They take an 8-point lead, and the Trojans threatening for more. Look at this dime from Wilkmeyer right on the money to Dominic Corcoran, the junior. He's got nothing but green grass ahead. Rush Pete takes his 2-score lead. Trojans pick up their first win of the season as they take down Hayfield 28-8. Packers kicking off week 4 last night at home against division rival Detroit. First half, all Lions. David Montgomery punches it in from 2 yards out. Second touchdown of the half. Lions up big at the break, but the Packers come storming back. Jordan Love keeps it himself, finds the end zone for the score. Green Bay would come up short, though, on the 2-point conversion, and the Lions capitalize on the other end. Who else but Montgomery again? The hat trick. Detroit goes back up 17. Lions get the win, 34-20. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The amount of alcohol that parents drink may influence how much their teenagers drink. According to a study published in the Journal of Adolescent Health, researchers found that teens whose parents drink on a regular basis or binge drink are 4 times more likely to drink. Binge drinking is defined as having at least 4 drinks for women and 5 drinks for men on a single occasion. According to the CDC, alcohol can negatively affect a teen's memory, brain development, and may cause misuse of other substances. To mark this World Heart Day, doctors want to remind everyone that women's heart health is often overlooked. Studies show women who suffer a cardiac arrest wait longer for emergency care than men. Bradley Blackburn has one survivor's story.
3 years ago, Catherine Fitzgerald was at her son's graduation party when she felt violently ill.
I couldn't breathe, and I felt like my right elbow was broken.
The attorney and mother of 3 was having a heart attack, but she says when paramedics arrived, they missed it.
I explained to them my symptoms and my pain and everything, and the paramedics said, "Oh, you're having a panic attack." And I said, "No, I'm not having a panic attack. I'm dying." And he goes, "Well, that's what people say when they're having a panic attack."
Days later, she went to the hospital on her own. She needed 2 stents, and the delay in treatment left her with permanent heart damage.
I would rather that you...
Her current cardiologist, Dr. Harmony Reynolds at NYU Langone Health, says it's a story she hears from too many women, even those who go to the ER right away.
I have heard story after story of women getting ignored in the emergency room, getting told that it almost certainly wasn't their heart, that it was probably stress.
Dr. Reynolds studied women and men who report symptoms of chest pain at emergency rooms. She found women wait longer to get care by an average of 11 minutes.
Every minute that interruption is there, heart muscle is dying.
For women, signs of heart attack can include chest pain, shortness of breath, nausea, and severe arm pain, a list Catherine says everyone should know.
Any woman that you love, a sister, a mother, a wife, know those symptoms, and if it happens to her, have her back and get her checked out.
Having the muscle to demand care could make all the difference for her heart.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in the U.S., but the CDC says half of women are unaware of that fact. The Wisconsin Supreme Court won't hear a long shot case trying to prevent impeachments of the state's newest liberal Supreme Court justice. The court decided Tuesday to not hear the lawsuit that would block any attempt from the state legislature to impeach Justice Janet Protasiewicz. Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos has brought up the possibility of impeaching Protasiewicz if she does not recuse herself from 2 redistricting lawsuits. Vos has argued Protasiewicz can't fairly hear the cases because she called the current legislative maps, quote, rigged during her campaign. But the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled candidates can express their views while campaigning. Protasiewicz has not decided whether to recuse herself, and the court has not ruled on if it will hear the cases. A new bill could lead to higher bails for thousands of criminal defendants in Wisconsin. State senators heard testimony on legislation that would require a judge to set bail to at least $5,000 when a defendant has a past bail jumping conviction. The requirement would apply even for nonviolent misdemeanor charges. Statewide data from a 2018 study shows bail jumping is the most commonly charged offense in Wisconsin. Wisconsin could get faster election results if a bill passes allowing clerks to process absentee ballots before Election Day.
Election night 2020. This was the scene in Milwaukee as officials worked well past midnight to count tens of thousands of absentee ballots during November's presidential election. It's a scenario lawmakers want to avoid by allowing clerks to process absentee ballots the day before an election.
I think it would take a tremendous amount of pressure off our election workers, again, specifically in large communities such as the city of Milwaukee.
Republican lawmakers proposed the bill to speed up the process and to avoid late-night shifts in election results. In 2020, former President Donald Trump falsely claimed he lost the election because of ballot dumps in Milwaukee.
I know a lot of my constituents were concerned, saying, oh, it's a 3 a.m. dump. But the number of ballots that were sent out matched the ones coming in. But the perception looked like it was something that wasn't right. But this would just allow the central count to begin earlier.
With absentee voting growing in popularity since the pandemic, lawmakers also proposed legislation to create a text message verification system to alert voters when their ballot was received.
We often hear from people, their anxiety about wanting to make sure that that request gets in on time, and most important, that their vote is counted. So we support this bill.
In addition to those proposals, Republican lawmakers are also seeking other changes to our election laws. One bill would prohibit a candidate, if they lost in the primary election, from registering as a write-in candidate in the general election. Another bill would preserve Wisconsin's voter ID law in the state constitution. And Republicans are also seeking to remove the state from ERIC, which is a nonpartisan national organization that catches voter fraud. Now, that's a proposal that Governor Tony Evers is likely to veto.
The Wisconsin DNR is reminding hunters to test the deer they kill for chronic wasting disease. Officials say that deer can look healthy for months after they've been infected with the disease, so even if it looks healthy, you want to check it before eating medicine. CWD is a contagious neurological disease that is fatal for deer, elk, moose, and caribou. Signs of infection include drastic weight loss and drooped head and ears. Although the CDC says there's no strong evidence of CWD in humans, they still strongly advise against eating infected meat. We will have information on where you can get your deer tested posted on our social media platforms. The East Coast is often considered the best place in the country to grab an old-fashioned diner. But now one rural community in southeastern Minnesota has one as well. It's located on a farm in Dodge County. The owners didn't initially intend to start a diner. They just happened to stumble onto the idea.
So I was Googling vintage Coke machine, and a picture of that actual Coke machine came up on the internet. He said, well, I'm in New Orleans, but to get the Coke machine, you got to buy a diner.
The diner's original owner decided to sell because his business wasn't the same after Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. While the diner itself survived the storm, other businesses around it did not. The diner saw a huge drop in customers from about 200 people a day down to just 5. The Kramers set up the diner for fun. They don't offer any food, but they do serve ice cream. There is no charge, but they will accept donations. Now here's Bill to tell us what to expect for our morning commute.
Well, a live look through CityCam will show a cloudy start to our Friday, but visibility not impacted all that greatly. The fog in the area pretty light. The thicker fog is over eastern sections of the state. In fact, many spots below a mile there, but locally down to 4 miles in Decorah, 7 miles in Black River Falls and Prairie du Chien. Schoolcast for today, clouds to start, even some showers and thunderstorms far north and west, 62 at 7 a.m., 71 degrees by lunchtime and afternoon highs in the mid to upper 70s for most. So I am tracking a little batch of showers and thunderstorms that is holding together, and again, that could impact far northern parts of the viewing area as the morning progresses, even some isolated showers over southeastern Minnesota. If these hold together, again, areas to the west of La Crosse could see a few showers yet this morning. Current temperatures upper 50s to lower 60s. Again, that slight chance of showers this morning, especially north and west. Otherwise, breezy and warmer today with highs in La Crosse around 78. Summer-like this weekend. Slight chance for a shower tomorrow morning, especially north. But look at those highs, 84 tomorrow, 85 on Sunday. I'll have the rest of my 8-day forecast on the other side of the break, but coming up in our Buzz Report, an actor in the Harry Potter movies has died at 82. We'll take a look back at the life of the British thespian in just a few minutes. Welcome back, and a good Friday morning to you. Drought Monitor released every Thursday, so in case you missed it, here's a review of that. And as expected, some pretty hefty improvements thanks to that 1 to 6 inches plus of rainfall across the region since last Friday. So about a 1 to 2 category improvement across the region. Now still extreme drought over southern portions of the Boone area, but no areas under excessive drought anymore. In La Crosse, the immediate La Crosse area now in moderate drought and abnormally dry in Eau Claire. So definitely some improvements because of all of the recent rainfall. Now we are starting this Friday with some low clouds, 62 degrees at the airport and downtown at the station. Dew point at 58, winds out of the south-southeast at 10, the Mississippi falling 5.49 feet, and a mainly cloudy sky for you folks in Eau Claire as well, where the temperature is 59 degrees. So pretty mild air for this time of year and this time of morning across the upper Midwest. Readings in the upper 50s to lower 60s for most. Winds out of the southeast starting to ramp up at about 10 to 15 miles per hour near and west of the Mississippi River. So it's going to be a little bit breezy today. Winds could gust 15 to 25 at times. Now I'm tracking a batch of showers and thunderstorms that is holding together that could impact far northern parts of the Boone area over the next couple of hours. And if this little batch of showers south of Rochester holds together, maybe areas just to the north and west of La Crosse before those start to dwindle somewhat as the morning progresses. But those are along a warm front, and as this low tracks by to our north and this cold front gets closer, another slight chance of rain late tonight and into tomorrow morning. Again, best chances to the north and west. So Sky Tracker shows those hit and miss showers and thunderstorms north and west of La Crosse today. Otherwise, many areas do stay dry. Now overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, again, a slight chance for some storms. It's going to be a close call for the Maple Leaf Parade. I'm really hoping they stay just to the north, but maybe pack that rain gear just in case those do creep far enough to the south to impact the parade tomorrow morning. Otherwise, dry for most areas in the afternoon. Zone forecast showing temperatures warming up a bit today, upper 70s in the La Crosse area. In fact, most spots will see highs between about 72 and 79 degrees. A lot of these hinge on just when that cloud cover starts to break up and we break into some sunshine. Forecast for today becoming partly cloudy, warmer. That chance for a few thunder showers north and west this morning, 78 for the high. Full moon tonight. It's the harvest moon, 65 for the low. Again, that slight rain chance late tonight and into tomorrow morning, especially north. Otherwise, summer-like tomorrow through Tuesday, low to mid-80s. Here comes some changes, though. Chance of rain on Wednesday, 74. Slight chance of showers Thursday and Friday, cooler 60s for highs, and then cooler still next Saturday with highs only in the 50s. So enjoy these warmer temperatures while you can. That's the latest check of my 8-day forecast. Now here's Dua with our Buzz Report.
In our morning Buzz Report, beloved Harry Potter star Michael Gambon has passed away at the age of 82. The actor's family released a statement saying that he died peacefully with his son by his side after a bout with pneumonia. Although he was best known for playing Hogwarts headmaster Dumbledore in the Harry Potter film franchise, Gambon had a 6-decade career on stage and on screen. Other notable acting credits include Gosford Park, The King's Speech, and Sleepy Hollow.
Ellie freaking Conway.
Author of Argyle series, Ellie Conway!
I am such a fan.
Oh yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Would you sign my book?
Here we go. I love this book.
A quirky new spy thriller stars Bryce Dallas Howard as a spy novelist who gets caught up in a game of international intrigue. Argyle is a madcap spy action film with a star-studded cast. Sam Rockwell, Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa, John Cena, Bryan Cranston, and Catherine O'Hara will all appear alongside Howard. The Matthew Vaughn directed movie leaps into theaters in February of 2024. Speaking of spies, a new James Bond video game comes out today for mobile devices. Cypher 007 is a top-down game that takes players back to some of the Man with the Golden Gun's most iconic moments. It's a free-to-play game from studio Tilting Point in collaboration with MGM, which owns the rights to Bond content. Players will get the chance to gather intel, solve puzzles, and battle evil organization Spectre. Police were called to the home of Britney Spears this week to conduct a welfare check. The welfare check came after the pop star posted a video of herself dancing with knives, although she said in a caption that they weren't real. According to the Ventura County Sheriff's Office, someone close to Spears called them with concerns about her well-being. A police sergeant went to Singer's residence and determined she wasn't in danger following conversations with her attorney and security team. Police also conducted a welfare check on Spears in January. Well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8. Lainey is 8 months old. She loves watching the Packers and playing with her big sister, Lucy. Haley is turning 8. She enjoys camping, swimming, and coloring and is a great big sister. If you know someone turning 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is up next. The Wisconsin Supreme Court won't hear a long-shot case trying to prevent impeachment of the state's newest liberal Supreme Court justice. The court decided Tuesday to not hear the lawsuit that would block any attempt from the state legislature to impeach Justice Janet Protasiewicz. Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos has brought up the possibility of impeaching Protasiewicz if she does not recuse herself from 2 redistricting lawsuits. Vos has argued Protasiewicz can't fairly hear the cases because she called the current legislative maps, quote, rigged during her campaign. But the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled candidates can express their views while campaigning. Protasiewicz has not decided whether to recuse herself, and the court has not ruled on if it will hear the cases. A new bill could lead to higher bails for thousands of criminal defendants in Wisconsin. State senators heard testimony on legislation that would require a judge to set bail to at least $5,000 when a defendant has a past bail jumping conviction. The requirement would apply even for nonviolent misdemeanor charges. Statewide data from a 2018 study shows bail jumping is the most commonly charged offense in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin DNR is reminding hunters to test the deer they kill for chronic wasting disease. Officials say that deer can look healthy for months after they've been infected with the disease, so even if it looks healthy, you want to check it before eating venison. CWD is a contagious neurological disease that is fatal for deer, elk, moose, and caribou. Signs of infection include drastic weight loss and drooped head and ears. Although the CDC says there's no strong evidence of CWD in humans, they still strongly advise against eating infected meat. We will have information on where you can get your deer tested posted on our social media platforms. About 80% of the food we eat is thanks to pollinators in nature, but more than 40% of pollinators have disappeared in the last 50 years. Local environmental advocates are launching a major partnership to fight that decline. Those advocates have launched the Mississippi River Operation Pollination Partnership. La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds, National Heritage Areas, members of Rotary International, and the Mississippi River Parkway Commission are all combining their efforts. The goal is to educate the public and help restore the pollinator population up and down the mighty Mississippi.
If we're going to survive as the human race, we have to start thinking about all these things that link everything together.
Schnick says she's dedicated her life to advocacy ever since her husband died, and now she's also using her own property to extend this cause. She's had a cottage built to help spread awareness and interest in pollinators. The group says you can help pollinators with the plants you put in your own yards.
You'll want to use native plants because as pretty as the plants, exotic plants from Europe or South America or Africa or Asia might be, our native pollinators don't know what to do with them.
Yesterday's gathering was the largest of its kind. They hope their message gets pollinated to all communities up and down the river. Glow sticks, costumes, and a festive spirit. You can find it all at the Oktoberfest Torchlight Parade. The first of the major parade of Oktoberfest weekend brought quite a turnout down La Crosse's Gillette and Caledonia Street. Northsider Scott Hendrickson is this year's parade marshal. Years ago, it used to bookend the fest, but he says he hears from so many community members and kids about how much they love the feel of a nighttime parade with glow sticks coloring the streets. Those lights kept on shining for the Afterglow party at Copeland Park. If you're heading into La Crosse for today's tapping of the Golden Keg, Stein holding finals, carnivals, or live music, know that parking may be the most difficult thing you do all day. La Crosse police say there's a $10 a day parking fee for the parking ramps. Police also want to remind drivers that there's no parking allowed in the new bike lane on 2nd Street. Many more events will be held at the Oktoberfest grounds and around La Crosse today. According to Oktoberfest USA's website, the festival grounds will be open from 9:30 this morning till midnight tonight. The Stein Holding Finals will be held at 10 this morning at the Remainders Garden stage on the fest grounds. The opening ceremony and the tapping of the Samuel Adams Golden Keg will be at 11 this morning and also at the Remainders Garden stage. There will also be more Lederhosen games going on today from 2 till 4 in the afternoon, and the carnival at La Crosse's Copeland Park will be open from 4 in the afternoon till 9 tonight. No admission pass is required for that event, but you will need to purchase tickets for the carnival rides. Viewers excited for Das best time of the year may be wondering, will the Maple Leaf Parade be broadcasted on TV this year? The answer, a resounding yes. News 8 Now will be broadcasting live from the parade route beginning at 10 tomorrow on WQVT Channel 8.2 My Network TV. You can also find a live stream broadcast on News8000.com or on the News 8000 Plus app. We hope to see you there.
And if you're going to attend the parade or are in the parade, I'd have the rain gear handy just in case, because we do have a low-end rain chance, especially just to the north of La Crosse at 10 a.m., 71 degrees, 75 halfway through, and then by the end of the parade, already 80 degrees, very summer-like day tomorrow. Now this morning, I'm tracking some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, a few just to the south and east of Rochester, and more up towards the Twin Cities. Now these are weakening as they try to track to the east, but still a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this morning, primarily north and west. Otherwise, mostly to partly cloudy and warmer, mid to upper 70s. That low-end rain chance tomorrow, especially north. Otherwise, summer-like tomorrow through Tuesday, highs in the low to mid 80s. Chance of rain Wednesday and turning cooler later next week, 60s for highs, even some 50s by next Saturday.
Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now. Don't forget to keep up with news of the day on News8000.com, and we'll have the latest updates to today's top stories on News 8 Now at noon. Have a wonderful Friday, a great weekend, and happy Oktoberfest.